We are at HGC Psycho Circus, so we start off the show here with a pre-show match. This is our sixth pay-per-view of the year, and it's our last pay-per-view of the year. We got four more shows after this till our January debut on Ace, but we'll have like a year-end review show. I'll record just for documentation purposes after. Well, before then, we did just have a pre-show match here at the Blazing Flames, picking up a huge win, and hopefully we can get them some momentum going, a little bit of direction. Um, Maybe even consider turning them. No, I'm not gonna turn them heel. But pretty much they've been taking a couple L's, so I got to keep them away from the title scene for now. But I kind of want to keep them relevant as they're two of our most popular guys in our upper mid card and babyface section. So we do start the show a little bit hot, where we have Dusty and Sid Streets facing the tag team specialists of Rob Roxford and Joel Bryan. This is, of course, to continue the Sid and Dusty Streets versus Untouchable storyline. This is the debut of Dusty and Sid Streets. They do not roll good chemistry or bad chemistry, so that's completely fine with me as a tag team. So I got to look forward to continue booking them, as well as, you know, they haven't really gotten their hands on Eric Tyler, or so you think, as after the match, they hit like a double choke slam on Eric Tyler, or whatever it is. It's to continue the feud, and like, so over the next 4 weeks is like we're building to the Ace show as like what will be a pay-per-view, our debut on Ace, kind of like the Netflix debut on Raw, Raw debut on Netflix. So yeah, we get Dusty and Sid Streets hitting like a double choke slam on Eric Tyler here. All right, I had to pause it for a sec to put my laptop on a charger. I'm gonna readjust the mic here. So yeah, that's like a continuation on Untouchables feud. We have the cruiserweight title defended here with Jack Bruce defeating Monty Walker in a little bit of an upset. I think, as you know, you would maybe we just continue Monty Walker's push, but I feel like Jack Bruce's push, like his run as cruiserweight champion isn't over yet. There's still more stories to tell, more things to do. So we have him defeat Monty Walker here in a pretty solid match, making defense number 6, which is tied for the most ever as a champion HGC. We follow that up with Damien Carville cutting a promo saying, you know what, C-Flash, you might have won the Fatal 4-Way and lost to Ripcord. You screwed me on my world title shot, but I'll set those differences aside if you want to team up with me and we can take over HGC together as two proud Canadians. Um, this is to continue Carville being pro Canada to give Steve Flash more character development as a choice now. And that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to, accept it or reject it right away. And it also teases that Damon Carville is looking for fellow countrymen to join him. Even though I already have two heel stables, I'm not going to add a third, but maybe a tag team if there's a guy out there that I feel like makes sense for Carville. Romeo Heartthrob cuts a promo saying that there's someone who's stealing his name, Heartthrob, the luchador, quote unquote, which is just Romeo in a mask. We're doing the, what's his name? The El Grande Americano, and then the Owen Hart deal. Pretty much just to show the Roman Heartthrob being such an egomaniac. He calls out that guy, no response, of course, leading to him creating an open challenge, which we get Jason Jackson, getting a win here over Romeo Heartthrob following distraction from Electrico. So I don't hope that's not too convoluted, and I feel like as a babyface, Jason Jackson's fine to win that way because it's Romeo Heartthrob. He should be a Hall of Famer for us because of the people that got popularity over on him. Um, Jason Jackson, we're giving a little bit of push, so when we go to Ace, we have another guy we can use. We follow that up with a match better than expected. Not really, but honestly, yeah, with the heel face divide here. RP Jr. and Jesse Christian defend versus the Vessies after RP Jr. is assisted by BLZ Bub in an attack of the Vessies. So this is Jesse Christian RP Jr. defense number 2 of the HGC titles, and they continue their run as champions, even though Jesse Christian's a face, RP Jr. is a heel, and the Vessies now have a logical opponent with BLZ Bub. And this also enters BLZ Bub and Travis Entry in the tag team title mix. So I felt like it was a logical next step, where the Vessies haven't been beaten clean yet by RP Jr. and Jesse Christian, and it also continues that like push of like RP Jr. as a heel and the Jesse Christian still has a face where he's kind of playing like he's not playing stupid, but he's given an out that he didn't know about this. Then after that, we have Professor Nero offering his guidance to Jeb Langley. This is to give Jeb Langley a direction now that he has been given a decent push. Um, and Professor Nair sees that and wants to capitalize on Jib Wang's newfound popularity as the evil guy to turn the fans' new favorite against them. And I was really hoping for a better rating here, but it is what it is. We have Frankie Future defending the hardcore title by defeating Big Trouble in a pretty solid match. Um, yeah, Frankie Future will have a pretty decent push here going forward. It's just interesting to see how it plays out, I think. I'm very curious to see what we do. We have Tommy Cornell versus Barry Bowen versus Liberty versus Cowboy Ricky Dale for the international title, with Liberty defending the international title, picking up a win here by pinning Cowboy. I didn't say who was actually taking the pin, so and with Cowboy here, Liberty pinning, that's an interesting development. Um, Again, furthering the dissension, the tease of the dissension between Liberty and Cowboy Ricky Dale, as well as the Syndicate failing to strike, and they lost one title match tonight. Do they lose the other? Sets that doubt in, and then that will lead us into our main event of Ripcord versus Sam Strong, with Ripcord defeating Sam Strong, winning the World Heavyweight title. We have the Syndicate attack Sam Strong during the match. Of course, it's not clean, and Ripcord becomes our second ever HGC champion. And I was expecting better, but with Sam Strong being kept strong, I know. Um, that did hurt the rating quite a bit, but that's fine. That's expected. So now we're on the way to the A show. Pretty meh show overall. Nothing really stood out. I think I'm most impressed with the tag team match, considering the face heel divide. I feel like that really hurt the rating. And if we ever go the Jesse Christian turning heel route, we have like a fantastic match there. And we have BLZ lurking in the shadows. I'm not going to stress too much about um, the questions because they're inconsequential. Okay, so it's asking about record being title. Age 38 isn't old. I say I'm strong in off night. Shows huge success. Bruce is very happy. I'm just glad he's having a good time. So this is a new one. After his excellent performance tonight, do I feel Ripcord has proven that age is no barrier to success in HGC? How long do you think he can continue to remain on top? As long as he keeps performing well, his time is coming to an end. He just won a world title. Can't say that. Starting to ease him down the card. Actually, the opposite. Age will eventually catch up to him. Not tonight. That's just weird. And then I think a major star for many years to come. Age is just a state of mind. So a pretty solid match. Pretty solid questionnaire. It'd be interesting to see. Like, I don't know how if the game is capable of like having this implement to be more of a factor. It's only negative. Um, SWF Planet fans who tried to hijack our show last night and were thrown out. That's funny. I feel like we should do something like that eventually, just to kind of maybe after we debut an ace. But I don't know if there's a benefit to those. Solid buy rate. We don't really care about that much. We're gonna probably take a loss for a month anyways. All right, so we'll check Jason Jackson, record Sam Strong to see, and then I'm gonna give Sam Strong off rest of the year. So we can't give him off 4 weeks because I'll cut in. Our debut in Ace is going to be January 6th in game. So we got 4 shows. So let's go Heavy Morale. I guess I could give him 20 because it'll be 28 days. So he'll return right before. Let's do it. And if Sam Strong oh my God, he does miss the debut in Ace, but we'll tease it. So what we'll do is, because the original plan was to have him on Ace. So the first week of Ace that's fine actually. That works out perfectly. We'll tease like Sam Strong's coming back next week, and then he'll come back the second week. So that's a good way, instead of like having everything that first week, we continue to build week to week. I'm completely cool with that, as I do have a ready-made angle for Sam Strong to come back to. That will then be main event week 3 or 4. But let's see his popularity after a loss to Record. It's not really affected. He goes down 1 in some areas. Ripcord goes nothing really. Southeast he might go up. Nope. He didn't get any popularity. Jason Jackson defeat Ramia Heartthrob, but he was kept strong. So that's 2 wins and it's 10 popularity for Jason Jackson. So look for him to get a little bit of a push now. First Brent Hill with the assistance from Troy Tornado, and now with what's his name, Romeo Heartthrob. And yeah, what we'll do is we'll just like change Romeo Heartthrob back and forth. Like he didn't go down much or at all, and he's completely fine. So we'll do this, and then I'm not gonna unmask and mask the whole time. I feel like that's just the we'll have to work around that a little bit, but then we'll go load the alter ego. So that's what we'll do there. But we're just gonna keep mask, quote unquote. Not that it's inconsequential, but I don't think it's really gonna add anything to him being unmasked finally. And then Liberty, we'll check some of our big stars. Because I feel like the popularity cap is a myth at this point. Because I noticed Beelzebub up to 73 now after defeating the Blazing Flames with Travis Entry. Um, Charlie Homicide still maintaining his popularity. The Demons are still maintaining theirs. Dusty went up popularity now with the win with his brother. Eric Tyler's been rising with those great promos, pretty much on fire. The Blazing Flames are falling down a little bit. It's fine. Larry Vesey is actually up to 62. So he's again slowly rising. We have Liberty who's slowly rising still. And I really need him to pop off because that could create a little bit of problems for me. RP Jr. has been rising a little bit now since his heel turn. I'm happy with that. And I guess we can say it, well, I guess we kind of just, this is like what the final show of the year is going to be, is like, let's check popularity, let's check skill, just to have it for documentation purposes. So at the end of the save, we can do a review of like, if there's anyone who really popped off. Like if, Jack Bruce like went from zero to hero, we can be like, damn, this is what he did over a 4 or 5 year mark of his popularity and all that. And we'll check like we don't have to check the match history because we can always just, scroll back to that first, like the popularity is year to year and skills is year to year. Did he get popularity? No, he went up one with whenever Monty. And Monty didn't really get affected at all. He went up one, if anything. All right, so that's a pay-per-view. So something to talk about here is, like I said, this is how I book. Is like, so Psycho Circus was the show. We'll then build to this, and on that show will lead to this and this. But like this is the way I book is I'll go the show I'm at. Now that like Total Mayhem's coming up, I'll go here, and then probably here. Actually, that's a lie. I'll probably go like 1, 2, 3, 4, like in a way of like I would think of it. So we just had this show. So I'm gonna think of this show like what's logical from here to here. So that's why the main event's probably gonna be Sid Streets and Eric Tyler. We know this is gonna be week 2. So then, now that we know that, what's that gonna mean for this? But what's that mean for this? Like, so if I want Sid Streets versus Eric Tyler, I want the winner of that to beat Ripcord for the title. Who's gonna face them for the title at Total Mayhem? Or if Ripcord beats Sid Streets and Eric Tyler, who's he gonna face at Total Mayhem? So that's what I do. It's like the logical next step here, but then what I want for the big show, then work backwards and fill these out. And this can change depending upon the this. So if like I wanted Romeo Heartthrob to be champion by here, by something's gonna need to change here. So, and normally I don't go too far ahead. Like I said, I have some plans of going into 99 to be honest with the save. But that can change. Like if I can't sign Dredd when his contract's available in May, if instead I sign Bruce, I get Bruce the Giant a talent trade deal with Burning Hammer of the Wrestling Gods, that changes things. So we'll have to see what happens there. Just check on Brucey Boy. He got Colton momentum, but he's been going up in popularity. And I'm not gonna check people outside of the company in the year-end review. Besides like the 500, we'll get the Power 500. Be like, oh, this is who did this, who did that. But we're not gonna be like, all right, so Luis Montero, let's see his popularity month to month. Just to, I don't want to be here for hours and hours. All right, but thank you for watching the last pay-per-view of the year, and I'll talk to you guys next time.